When the woman wakes up again, she realizes she can no longer feel her legs in fear. She looks at her husband, but the man calmly tells her not to worry, saying it is only a small dose of nerve anesthetic. She cannot believe what she is hearing. And the moment he turns away, she supports herself with both hands and slowly lowers her body to the floor, desperately trying to escape. But she soon discovers the door has already been locked. She collapses in despair because this is not the first time he has treated her like this. Once she only touched the neighbor's puppy, and he exploded in rage later. She secretly hid steel nails inside a piece of beef and fed it to the dog while no one was watching. His madness came from marrying a wife who was too beautiful every night. She tried to take care of him, but her disabled lower body made it impossible, completely destroying his pride as a man. Slowly, his mind became twisted, and he began to suspect her of cheating. He constantly checked her phone and watched every move she made, yet she never once abandoned him. One day she was invited to a company gathering, and before leaving, he asked her to go downstairs to buy something. But the moment she left, he secretly installed a tracking program on her phone and began monitoring her on his computer, until one day she noticed something strange. Every time her phone received a message, his computer made the same sound. Realizing something was wrong, she secretly turned on the computer only to find her own camera live on the screen. And that was when she finally understood she had been watched the entire time. In anger and fear, she packed her things and left while he was in the shower. When he returned, saw the open computer and the room in chaos, he instantly understood everything. Months later, he began rehabilitation, but there was almost no improvement. Loneliness and jealousy consumed him, so he decided to find her and apologize, only to discover she now had a new lover. And even worse, the man was once his closest friend. The same man whose distracted driving caused the accident that left him paralyzed after secretly following them and watching their intimacy. A dark plan formed in his heart. He secretly obtained nerve anesthetic drugs, waited outside her home, followed her, and pretended to meet her by coincidence as she tried to leave. He suggested divorce and demanded to retrieve his belongings. The two returned to the apartment, and while she was packing, he suddenly injected her. When she woke up, her hands and feet were tightly bound to keep the neighbors from hearing. He turned the music up to the maximum volume, then used her phone to send a breakup message to her lover, and threw the phone into the river. When she screamed, he injected her again that night. The lover came to look for her and even confessed their relationship, but the husband acted cold and claimed he had not heard from her in a long time. When she woke again, she realized her legs were completely paralyzed, and seeing her suffering made him smile because now they were the same. He prepared a full dinner and she pretended to submit, but the moment he relaxed, she smashed a bottle over his head and crawled toward the door screaming for help. The noise alerted the neighbors, and an old man demanded to come inside, threatening to call the police with no choice. He let the man enter, but the moment he saw the woman lying on the floor, the husband pulled out a knife and stabbed him without hesitation and secretly disposed of the body soon after the police arrived because her lover could no longer reach her and reported her missing. But after seeing the husband's paralyzed condition, they believed they had the wrong suspect that night. He tracked down the lover, injected him, and staged a perfect suicide, then returned home and even bought a wheelchair for the woman on the surface. Everything looked peaceful, but in reality both of them were waiting for the right moment. He wanted a child and even brought out a ring to please her, but she only wanted to escape. She hid a nail clipper and pretended to sleep, waited until he left the house, cut the ropes on her wrists, grabbed a screwdriver and dismantled the door lock, crawled into the living room trying to stand falling again and again, dragging herself forward using the stair railing. But suddenly he returned, and in panic, she slipped and tumbled down the stairs. She crawled desperately while he chased her in rage and grabbed her ankle trying to drag her back. But during the struggle, he slipped through the railing, and as he reached out to pull her back, she drove the screwdriver into his back. He fell, and this time she felt no fear at all. She was finally rescued, but the story did not end there. He survived but became completely paralyzed, and the real nightmare began when the woman became his legal guardian, because the punishment waiting for him was far more cruel than death.